Well, COVID vaccinations in Alabama are lower compared to the U.S., and doctors say it's no longer supply. It's another problem holding back Alabamians from getting their doses. Our Kenesha Dees spoke with doctors who have some answers.
The vaccine supply is there. It's available everywhere. It's very easy in Alabama and compared to other states to get vaccinated.
Doctors believe it's no longer supply that's limiting Alabamians from getting the vaccine. It's hesitancy.
We are very concerned that we have reached a point now that we have vaccine available in all of our communities, and yet we still have groups of people that aren't availing themselves of these opportunities.
Every county in Alabama is under 50% of at least one dose administered to people 16 and older. Meanwhile, the CDC reports more than half the population of U.S. adults 18 and older received at least one dose. Public health officials say right now it's a race against this virus.
Certainly our numbers are down, but our hospitalizations are starting to creep upward.
The initial pause on the J&J vaccine may have deterred people from getting vaccinated. However, doctors say if anything, this demonstrates confidence in vaccine safety.
If any safety issue is going to come, usually if there is any, it will come within the first 2 months. If you look at Johnson & Johnson, got approved at the end of February, start to be administered in March.
The Alabama Department of Public Health will continue to partner with community groups and agencies to educate the public about the vaccine. However, they're encouraging people still on the fence to seek health professionals.
Look to your healthcare provider, look to your doctor, to your nurse, to your pharmacist to ensure that you have the best information possible.
Putting the Valley first, Kenesha Dees, WZDX News.